There are moments in life when the weight of waiting feels unbearable, when you've done the work, prayed the prayers, and yet the breakthrough still hasn't arrived. You start to wonder, am I wasting my time? Is this ever going to happen? I want you to know something. Your breakthrough is often closest when it feels farthest away. The darkness you feel is not the absence of light. It's the moment before the dawn. The universe, life, God, however you name it, doesn't forget seeds you've planted. The results may not appear when you expect them, but they are quietly, invisibly taking root beneath the surface. Sometimes the delay is not denial, it's preparation. You are being shaped, stretched, and strengthened for the very thing you've been asking for. The doors will open, but you must first grow into the person who can walk through them with wisdom and grace. Your current struggle is not the end. It is the training ground for the next chapter of your life. The very pressure that's weighing on you is forming a version of you that will thrive once the breakthrough arrives. If you could see how close you are, you'd stop doubting and start moving with certainty. You'd treat every day as if it's the day before the miracle. You'd stay faithful in the small things because you know the big shift is already on its way. The truth is, your breakthrough isn't just about changing your circumstances, it's about changing you. When you align your thoughts with possibility, your actions with intention, and your heart with gratitude, the shift begins even before the result appears. So keep going, keep believing, keep sowing the seeds. The soil may still look barren, but something beautiful is growing beneath it. The moment you decide to trust, you'll feel lighter, and soon you'll look back and realize your breakthrough was closer than you ever thought. So your breakthrough often comes when you feel most discouraged. It's an interesting truth about life. The hardest moments often arrive just before something great happens. Think about climbing a mountain. The last stretch is the steepest, the most exhausting, and the place where many people give up. But it's also the point where you're closest to the summit. In life, discouragement is not a sign that you're off track. It's often a sign that you're about to step into a new level of growth or opportunity. When you feel weighed down, it's easy to think, this isn't working, I should stop. But what if that exact moment is the final test? What if the universe is asking, do you really want this? The people who break through are not the ones who never feel tired. They're the ones who keep going despite the tiredness. So when your energy dips, remember, you might be standing on the very edge of the shift you've been praying for. Keep pushing. The discomfort you feel now is the stretching that comes right before the breakthrough. Delays are not denials. We often confuse not yet with no. When our plans take longer than expected, it's easy to feel rejected or ignored. But what if the delay is actually a form of protection? Imagine planting a seed in the ground. You wouldn't expect it to grow into a full tree overnight. It needs time to develop roots, to strengthen before it reaches for the sky. In the same way, life often delays our breakthroughs because we're still growing the roots we need to hold them. You might be ready for the blessing in your mind, but not yet ready in your habits, your mindset, so your emotional resilience. That's not a punishment, it's preparation. When the timing finally aligns, you'll see why you had to wait. You'll realize that what seemed like a setback was actually life arranging the right circumstances for your success. So instead of fighting the delay, embrace it as proof that something is still forming for your good. Invisible growth is still growth. We live in a culture that celebrates visible results, promotion letters, awards, bank balances. But much of life's most important progress happens in the unseen. A seed grows quietly under the soil before it ever pushes through the surface. The roots, unseen and uncelebrated, are what make the plant capable of standing tall later. Your own growth often works the same way. You might not see immediate changes in your career, relationships, or health, but that doesn't mean nothing is happening. Every effort you make, every lesson you learn, every small step you take is adding to your foundation. The lack of visible results doesn't mean failure. It means formation. When the right moment comes, all that hidden growth will suddenly become visible, and people will call it an overnight success, not realizing the years of unseen work that built it. So trust the process even when it's quiet. The most beautiful blooms come from seasons of silent preparation. Struggles are training grounds. Life's challenges are not random punishments. They are invitations to grow stronger, wiser, and more capable. Think about athletes. They deliberately train under resistance so their muscles can grow. In the same way, struggles are life's way of building your inner muscles. Every challenge you face is equipping you for something greater. If you learn to see struggles not as barriers, but as training, you'll start to approach them differently. You'll realize that the hardship you're in now is teaching you the discipline, patience, and adaptability you'll need once your breakthrough arrives. Without these trials, you might reach the opportunity you've been asking for, but not have the strength to hold it. So instead of resisting challenges, lean into them. Ask, what is this trying to teach me? You may find that the very struggle you despise today is the reason you'll thrive tomorrow. Live as if the miracle is near. When you believe your breakthrough is far away, you unconsciously act like it's not coming anytime soon. You procrastinate, you shrink your expectations, you slow your momentum. But if you truly believed it was just around the corner, your energy would be different. You'd prepare as if it's already here. This shift in attitude changes everything. It creates urgency without desperation, excitement without anxiety. You start showing up better, speaking with more confidence, and making decisions that align with the success you expect. Living as if the miracle is near doesn't mean ignoring reality. It means aligning your reality with your faith. If you were sure you'd get the job, you'd prepare your skills. If you were certain your business would grow, you'd start building systems today. That mindset draws opportunities towards you because you're already acting like the person who's ready to receive them. Focus on becoming, not just receiving. Most people pray or work for the thing they want: more money, a relationship, better health. But the truth is, the bigger gift isn't the thing itself. It's who you become on the way to it. If you're focused only on receiving, you might miss the deeper transformation happening inside you. Your breakthrough is not just an event, it's the result of who you've become through persistence, patience, and self-awareness. A blessing without preparation can quickly turn into a burden. That's why the process of becoming is so important. You might not have your breakthrough yet, but you're becoming disciplined, resilient, and grateful. And those qualities will make you ready not just to receive, but to sustain what comes next. So instead of asking, why isn't it here yet? Ask, who am I becoming in the process? That question will change everything. Gratitude speeds the process when you're waiting for a breakthrough. It's tempting to focus on what's missing, but gratitude shifts your attention to what's already working. This change in focus not only lifts your mood, it opens your heart to receive more. Gratitude is a magnet for blessings because it keeps you in a state of openness and trust. Think about it. When someone appreciates you deeply, you naturally want to give them more. Life works in a similar way. The more thankful you are for the small wins, the more room you create for bigger ones. Gratitude also helps you endure the waiting season because it reminds you that you're already surrounded by things worth celebrating. Start each day by naming 3 things you're grateful for, even if they seem small. It will keep your energy high, your perspective positive, and your heart ready for the breakthrough you're calling in. Small, consistent actions lead to big shifts. Breakthroughs are rarely one big moment. They're usually the result of small, steady actions repeated over time. Just as drops of water can carve a canyon, your consistent habits can transform your life. It's easy to underestimate the power of doing a little each day, but those small steps compound into something much greater. If you want better health, it's the daily walk, the healthy meal, the extra glass of water, not one massive workout. That changes your life. If you want financial freedom, it's saving a little every week, not one big windfall. That builds security. Consistency is powerful because it turns your vision into a lifestyle. Even when motivation fades, your habits keep moving you forward. So instead of waiting for the big break, commit to showing up daily. Over time, those small actions will open doors you didn't even know were there. Faith is the fuel that carries you through the waiting. Faith is not blind optimism. It's a deep trust that what you've planted will grow, even when you can't yet see the harvest. Without faith, the waiting season feels empty and hopeless. With faith, it becomes a time of preparation and expectation. Faith gives you the courage to keep going when logic says to quit. It reminds you that what you see is not all there is, that unseen forces are working in your favor. Every great achiever, every person who's reached their dreams has had moments when faith was all they had to hold on to. You don't need to see the entire path. You just need to take the next step, trusting that the way will reveal itself. Faith is what turns the unknown into adventure rather than a threat. You are closer than you think. The greatest mistake people make is quitting too soon, often right before things start to change. If you could zoom out and see the bigger picture of your life, you'd realize that you're often only a few steps away from the breakthrough you've been praying for. But because you can't see the finish line, you assume it's still far off. The truth, every action you've taken, every lesson you've learned has been bringing you closer. Progress isn't always obvious in the moment, but it's always happening. The key is to keep moving forward, even if your steps are small. Momentum builds, and eventually the shift happens all at once. One day, you'll look back and realize the moment you wanted to quit was the moment before everything began to change. Your breakthrough is not somewhere far away in the distance. It's closer than you think. Every challenge you've faced, every delay you've endured, and every quiet, unseen effort you've made has been preparing you for this very moment. Life doesn't waste pain, and it doesn't forget seeds that have been planted. The waiting has shaped you, the struggle has strengthened you, and the journey has made you ready for the very thing you've been seeking. The truth is, the breakthrough you're looking for isn't just about a change in your circumstances, it's about the change in you. The person you've become through patience, faith, gratitude, and consistent action is the real victory, and now you are aligned with what's coming. So trust the process. Keep showing up. Live as if the miracle is near, because it is. The shift you've been hoping for could happen in the next conversation, the next opportunity, the next sunrise. Don't give up when you're this close. One day soon, you'll look back and smile, realizing that what felt like a long season of waiting was actually the final stretch before everything changed. Your breakthrough is nearer than you can imagine. Keep going.